Every great story begins with a moment of truth, a moment when you realize that standing still is no longer an option. Moving Forward was born from that moment. Written by John L. Richardson, this book is not just a collection of words. It's a voice of hope, strength, and renewal. It's a journey for anyone who's ever felt lost, broken, or unsure of what comes next. A reminder that no matter how dark your past was, you still have the power to rise and move forward. Life is full of challenges. We all stumble, we all fall, and sometimes we forget how strong we truly are. This book was created to help you rediscover that strength within yourself, the strength to keep walking, to keep believing, and to never let your story end in defeat. Each chapter is a light for those who need courage, a guide for those who feel stuck, and a friend for those who need to hear. You are not alone. What makes Moving Forward truly special is how it's being shared with the world. It's not just being printed, it's being brought to life through voice on the Fearless Audio YouTube channel. Fearless Audio was built with one purpose: to touch hearts, awaken minds, and inspire souls through the power of storytelling. Every word spoken, every chapter narrated, carries emotion, truth, and motivation, so that no matter where you are, you can listen, feel, and grow. If these words move you, if this message finds a place in your heart, then we invite you to become part of something bigger. Support the Fearless Audio channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, not just for us, but for yourself and for others who need this message too. Together, we can spread inspiration to those who feel forgotten. We can give hope to someone who's about to give up. We can help more people believe in the power of moving forward. Because in the end, this book isn't just about one writer or one channel. It's about you. It's about your journey, your growth, your courage to take that next step. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Welcome to Moving Forward. Let's walk this path together, one chapter, one heartbeat, one fearless step at a time. Fearless Audio, inspiring voices, courageous hearts. Introduction: the power of forward motion. Life is not a straight path. Sometimes it feels like we're walking through storms, stuck in darkness, or lost without direction. We all go through moments when we feel broken, defeated, or unsure of what to do next. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've been hurt, or maybe you've simply lost your way. Whatever it is, you are not alone, and you are not finished. The truth is, life will always bring challenges, but here's something powerful to remember. You are stronger than you think, and you are capable of rising again. What matters most is not where you've been, but where you're going. And that journey begins with one brave decision: to move forward. Moving forward doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means refusing to let the past control your future. It means choosing to heal, to grow, and to believe that something better is still possible. It means taking one small step, even when you feel like standing still. This book is here to remind you that your story isn't over. Each chapter will guide you to release what's holding you back, find strength in your struggles, and build the courage to keep going. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need the heart to begin again. No matter how slow your steps are, as long as you keep moving forward, you are winning. This is your time to rise. This is your time to take your power back. The road ahead may not be easy, but it will be worth it. So take a deep breath, lift your head, and let's walk forward together. Chapter 1: Let go of what's behind you. There comes a time in life when you must stop looking back and start looking ahead. We all have a past. Some parts of it are beautiful, filled with memories that make us smile, but other parts are painful. Moments we regret, choices we wish we could change, or wounds that haven't fully healed. Holding on to these painful pieces of the past can feel like carrying a heavy bag on your shoulders. And if you don't learn to let it go, that weight will only slow you down and hold you back from becoming who you're meant to be. Letting go does not mean forgetting what happened. It means accepting it, learning from it, and choosing not to carry the pain anymore. Some people hold on to old stories of failure, heartbreak, or betrayal, thinking that if they keep remembering, they'll be able to protect themselves from more pain. But the truth is, the past cannot be changed. No amount of worry, guilt, or shame will undo what's already done. And constantly looking back only keeps you stuck. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. But you can't have either if you're still chained to yesterday. Sometimes it's not just the mistakes we made that keep us trapped. It's also the things we didn't do. Missed chances, lost dreams, words we never said. It's easy to fall into the habit of replaying those what-if moments. But if you keep living in what if, you'll never make it to what's next. You have to remind yourself that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. And now you're wiser. Now you're stronger. Now you get to choose a new direction. Letting go can also mean releasing people. Some relationships were only meant for a season, not a lifetime. And yet, we often hold on to people who have already let go of us. We stay connected out of fear, comfort, or habit, even when we know deep down that the connection is no longer healthy. It hurts to walk away, but sometimes it's the only way to move forward. You can't grow in a place where you're constantly shrinking. Imagine trying to drive a car while only looking in the rearview mirror. You wouldn't get very far, and chances are you'd crash. That's what life is like when you're always focused on what's behind you. The rearview mirror is there to glance at, not to stare into. The windshield, the future, is where your eyes should be. One of the hardest things to let go of is regret. We all have those moments that replay in our minds. Maybe you said something you shouldn't have. Maybe you walked away when you should have stayed. Maybe you trusted someone who broke your heart. Regret is a heavy emotion, but it's also a useless one, unless you use it to become better. Let regret be your teacher, not your master. There was a man who once worked at a job for 15 years. He gave it everything, his time, his effort, his energy. But one day, the company shut down and he lost everything. He spent the next 2 years blaming himself, stuck in anger and disappointment. He was so focused on what he had lost that he couldn't see the opportunities in front of him. Only when he decided to stop mourning what was gone did he discover a new path, starting his own small business. It wasn't easy, but it gave him freedom he never had before, and he found joy again. But that joy only came after he let go. The past has a way of shaping how we see ourselves. If you've been told you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy, you may carry those beliefs long after the words were spoken. But other people's opinions do not define your truth. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your worst moments. You are the person who survived them. To let go means to forgive, not just others, but also yourself. Forgive yourself for being human, for not knowing better at the time, for falling, for trying, for giving too much. You cannot heal what you keep punishing yourself for. You cannot become new if you keep dragging the old with you. Start small. Begin by writing down what's been weighing on your heart. Who do you need to forgive? What mistakes do you need to release? What fear are you still holding on to? Give yourself permission to feel it, and then give yourself permission to let it go. Moving forward doesn't always mean making big moves. Sometimes it simply means choosing to not look back today. It means waking up and deciding that what happened yesterday no longer controls you. It means replacing bitterness with hope, fear with courage, and doubt with action. There's a beautiful truth in life. Every day is a new chance. The sunrise doesn't ask you about your past. It simply gives you light for the day ahead. You don't need to be perfect to begin again. You just need to be willing. If you're reading this right now, it means you still have time. Time to grow, time to heal, time to dream, time to live. Don't waste that time by standing in the past. It's already done. What matters now is what you choose to do next. You can let go, you can forgive, you can move on. Not because what happened was okay, but because you deserve to be free. You deserve to live without the chains of yesterday wrapped around your future. And remember this, letting go doesn't make you weak, it makes you brave. It means you're strong enough to choose peace over pain. It means you're ready to walk into something better, something brighter. Let today be the day you drop the weight, not because you've forgotten the past, but because you're ready to walk forward without it. The next chapter of your life is waiting, and it begins the moment you let go. Chapter 2, accept where you are now. Sometimes the hardest place to be is the present moment. We often live in the past, thinking about what we should have done differently, or we worry about the future, trying to predict things that haven't even happened yet. But the truth is, the only place where real change begins is right here, where you are now. Accepting where you are in life doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you stop dreaming or stop working for something better. It means you stop running from the truth. It means you look at your current situation, your current emotions, your current self, and say, this is where I am, and this is where I'll begin. It's okay if your life doesn't look the way you thought it would. Many people feel disappointed or ashamed because their path didn't go as planned. Maybe you're not in the career you wanted. Maybe a relationship didn't work out. Maybe you made choices that led you away from where you hoped to be. But here's something powerful to remember. You're still breathing, and that means your story is not over. A woman once dreamed of becoming a nurse. She studied hard in school, but dropped out when her father became sick and needed care. Years passed, and she worked small jobs to survive, putting her dreams aside. At 38, she found herself working at a grocery store, feeling stuck and disappointed. One day, while helping an elderly customer, the woman said, "You would have made a wonderful nurse." That single comment sparked something inside her. It reminded her of who she wanted to be. She didn't jump straight into a new life overnight, but she accepted where she was, enrolled in evening classes, and step by step changed her path. 4 years later, she became a registered nurse. Nothing would have changed if she had only focused on what she had lost. Her breakthrough came when she accepted her reality, not with shame, but with hope. Acceptance is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to stop pretending, to stop avoiding, and to face life as it is. You can't heal a wound you won't look at. You can't fix a problem you refuse to admit. But once you say, "This is where I am," then you can also say, "Now what can I do about it?" Some people spend years fighting their reality. They compare their lives to others and feel like they're falling behind. But your journey is your own. You don't need to be where someone else is. You only need to be honest about where you are and willing to take the next right step. It's okay if you're not okay right now. It's okay if you're confused, tired, or scared. You don't need to hide those feelings. What matters is not pretending to be strong. What matters is showing up, even with your broken pieces, and saying, "I'm still here, and I'm still trying." There was a man who lost his job unexpectedly. For months, he told himself it was just a temporary thing. He refused to ask for help. He was angry at the world and blamed others for his pain. One day, he sat in a quiet park and finally admitted to himself that he was lost. That moment of truth, of accepting where he truly was, allowed him to reach out to a friend, update his resume, and find new opportunities. That small shift in mindset opened doors he couldn't see before. When you stop pretending and start accepting, you begin to see clearly. You notice the tools around you, the people who care, and the strength you forgot you had. Acceptance clears the fog and shows you the next step. Many people think they have to wait until they feel confident or ready before they make a change. But the truth is, readiness comes from action. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to show up exactly as you are. Maybe your life feels messy right now. Maybe nothing is going according to plan. But messiness doesn't mean failure. It means you're alive. It means you're learning. It means something new can still be built right here in the middle of the chaos. When you accept where you are, you stop fighting yourself. You stop hiding your truth. You stop wasting energy on shame or denial. And you start using that energy to move forward. Think of a seed planted in the ground. It doesn't look like much at first. It's hidden, quiet, unseen. But that seed accepts its place in the soil, and because of that, it begins to grow. You are the same. You may feel buried now, but you are not broken. You are being prepared for growth. Acceptance also teaches you patience. Progress doesn't always happen fast. Healing doesn't follow a schedule. When you accept where you are, you give yourself permission to go at your own pace. You stop rushing the process and start trusting it. One of the most freeing things you can say to yourself is, "I am enough for today." Not perfect, not finished, but enough. From this place of enough, real change becomes possible. You stop chasing something far away and start building something real, right where you are. The past may have shaped you, but it does not define you. The future may be uncertain, but it is still full of possibility. What matters most is this moment, this breath, this step, this choice. So take a moment to breathe deeply. Look at your life as it is without fear or judgment. Maybe you're in a valley, maybe you're in a waiting season, or maybe you're just tired. Whatever it is, accept it. Accept yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. You are not a failure. You are a human being doing your best to move forward. And from this place, this honest, open, present place, you can begin. Again, stronger, wiser, braver. The journey ahead is waiting for you, but it starts right here. Not in some perfect future, not in the memory of the past, but right here, right now. This is where your new beginning starts, and you are ready. Chapter 3, One Step at a Time. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to believe that big changes need to happen all at once. We look at where we want to go and feel discouraged because it seems too far away. We see the mountain and forget that every climb starts with a single step. But the truth is, progress is not about speed, it's about direction. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to know the entire plan. You just have to take one step. One step may seem small, but it holds great power. It means you're not stuck. It means you're trying. It means you're refusing to give up. And step by step, small changes grow into big results. Whether you're healing from pain, chasing a dream, or rebuilding your life, the key is to keep moving forward, slowly, surely, one step at a time. There was a young man who struggled with his confidence for many years. He avoided speaking in public, even though he had big ideas and wanted to share them. Every time he tried, fear would take over. One day, instead of trying to become a confident speaker overnight, he decided to take one small step. Speak up once during a team meeting at work. Just one sentence. That small moment didn't turn him into a great speaker right away, but it gave him the courage to speak again the next week and again after that. Months later, he gave his first presentation. His journey didn't begin with a speech. It began with one brave sentence. We often wait for the right time to start, but sometimes waiting becomes a way of avoiding. The perfect moment may never come. If you want to grow, you must begin where you are with what you have. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start with what you can do today. That's how change begins. Small steps are often invisible to others, but they matter. Waking up a little earlier, drinking more water, writing a few words each day, saying no to something that drains your energy, saying yes to something that lifts your spirit. These may seem like tiny actions, but over time, they build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Think of walking in the dark with a flashlight. You can't see the whole path, only a few steps ahead. But as you take those steps, more of the path becomes clear. Life is the same. You may not see the full journey, but as you move forward, the way will unfold. You don't need all the answers now. You just need to keep going. Sometimes we get discouraged because we expect fast results. We want to feel better quickly. We want success overnight. But the most meaningful changes take time. A tree doesn't grow in a day. A strong body, a peaceful mind, a fulfilled life, these are built slowly with patience and care. When you take one step every day, even when you don't see instant results, you are building something that will last. There was a woman who had just come out of a difficult divorce. Her world felt shattered. She had 2 children and no idea how to start again. Instead of trying to fix everything at once, she made a list of small, daily goals. Make breakfast, take the kids to school, send out one job application, and go for a short walk. That was it. Simple steps, but they gave her structure. They gave her hope, and day by day, those small actions became a new life. Within a year, she had a stable job and was smiling again, not because of a miracle, but because of her steady steps. Your journey may look different, but the lesson is the same. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Each step forward is a victory. Each effort you make counts, even if no one sees it, even if it feels slow. Every step matters. Another powerful thing about taking things one step at a time is that it helps you stay focused. When you try to do everything at once, you feel overwhelmed and scattered. But when you focus on just the next step, you gain clarity. You start to feel more in control. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today to move forward? Not 10 things, just one. That one thing can shift everything. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing their journey to someone else's. You see someone far ahead and feel like you'll never catch up. But their path is not your path. Their steps are not your steps. Some people are running, some are walking, some are crawling. But all that matters is that you are still moving. Forward is forward, no matter the speed. There's a story of an elderly man who always wanted to learn how to read. He grew up poor, worked hard his whole life, and never had the chance to go to school. At 70 years old, he joined a basic reading class. He studied the alphabet one letter at a time. Many people laughed at him, saying he was too old to learn. But he ignored them. 1 year later, he read his first book, not because he had a gift, but because he had determination. He didn't try to learn everything in a day. He just kept taking one step. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you want to quit, days when progress feels invisible. In those moments, remind yourself, just take one more step. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But don't stop. Sometimes moving forward means resting. Rest is not quitting. It's part of the process. You don't have to burn out to prove you're trying. Give yourself permission to breathe, to pause, to recover, and then continue. Progress is still progress, even if today's step is simply getting out of bed and trying again. Celebrate your small victories. Don't wait for big wins to be proud of yourself. Every step deserves respect. Every effort matters. Write it down. Tell yourself, I did something today that moves me closer to my better life. That's how self-respect grows. That's how inner strength is built. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are learning. You are growing. The most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to keep showing up. Keep taking that next step, no matter how small it seems. Keep walking with purpose, even if your path is not yet clear. Your future isn't created in one day. It's created in the little steps you take every day. So don't worry about how far you have to go. Just focus on what's next. Trust that step by step, you are building a life of strength, peace, and purpose. And remember, the journey is not a race. It's a walk of courage. One step at a time. Keep walking. Keep believing. You are moving forward, and that is enough. Chapter 4. Turn pain into purpose. Pain is something every human being experiences. It can come from failure, heartbreak, loss, or disappointment. Sometimes it hits us suddenly, and other times it builds slowly over time. But no matter how pain enters our lives, one thing is certain: it changes us. The question is, how will we use that pain? Will we let it break us, or will we turn it into something that makes us stronger, wiser, and more powerful? There is a reason why some people grow after going through hard times, while others get stuck. It's not because one person is luckier than the other. It's because one person chooses to learn from their pain, while the other chooses to run from it or stay inside it. Pain, when faced with courage and honesty, can become a tool. It can become the fire that fuels your passion, your mission, and your purpose. Think about this. Some of the world's most inspiring people didn't rise because life was easy for them. They rose because they went through something hard, and they didn't let that pain go to waste. There was a man who lost his younger brother to a drunk driving accident. For months, he was angry, bitter, and broken. But then something shifted. He realized that instead of just feeling pain, he could do something with it. He began speaking at schools and events, educating young people about the dangers of drunk driving. Over time, his pain turned into a mission, and that mission saved lives. His purpose was born from his deepest sorrow. This is what turning pain into purpose looks like. You take what hurts you, and you use it to help yourself and others grow. It doesn't mean the pain disappears, but it does mean it no longer controls you. You take your power back when you give your pain a new meaning. You might be thinking, but my pain is too big, or I don't know how to turn something this heavy into something good. That's okay. It's not about forcing yourself to be positive. It's about allowing your pain to guide you towards something meaningful. Maybe your struggle can help someone else feel less alone. Maybe your story can open someone's eyes. Maybe your healing can inspire others to begin their own journey. It starts with one simple decision: to no longer let your pain be just a wound. It can become a seed. Pain makes you more aware. It shows you what matters. It teaches you who you are when everything else is stripped away. It opens your eyes to what others are going through. That's why people who have walked through darkness often carry light for others. They understand. They care more deeply. They live with more passion. Another woman lost her business after years of hard work. Everything she built seemed to fall apart. At first, she felt like a failure, but after months of reflecting, she realized that what she loved most wasn't the business. It was mentoring younger women who worked for her. So she started a small support group for young entrepreneurs. What started as a painful loss became a new purpose, helping others build what she had once lost. You don't have to start a business or stand on a stage to turn your pain into purpose. Sometimes it's simply being there for a friend who's going through something similar. Sometimes it's creating art, music, writing, or anything that allows your emotions to flow out of you. Other times it's speaking honestly about your journey so someone else can find hope in your words. Pain is powerful, but what's even more powerful is what you choose to do with it. You may have gone through something that made you feel broken. Maybe you were hurt by someone you trusted. Maybe you failed at something you gave your whole heart to. Maybe you feel invisible, unworthy, or lost. Whatever your story is, remember this. Your pain is part of your path, but it is not the end of it. It can be a beginning. When we go through hard things, we often ask, why me? But what if we asked, what now? Instead of being stuck in the past, we can look to the future and ask, how can I grow from this? What can I build with this pain? Who can I help because of what I've learned? Your pain gives you a voice that others will understand. People are more likely to listen to someone who has lived through real struggle. Why? Because it's honest, it's real, and it speaks to the heart. Some of the most beautiful things in life come from broken places. A cracked piece of pottery can still hold flowers. A broken heart can still love again. A torn soul can still create something whole. You are not too damaged to do something great. In fact, your pain might be the very thing that shapes your greatness. Think about a river. When it flows through smooth land, it's quiet. But when it hits rocks, it roars. It becomes louder, stronger, and more visible. Your pain can be like that. It can give you a louder voice, a stronger spirit, and a deeper purpose. You have the right to feel your pain, cry, rest, grieve. But when you're ready, look at that pain and ask, what can I build from this? Even if the answer doesn't come right away, keep asking, keep listening. Over time, your purpose will start to speak to you through the cracks. Another man was in a deep depression after losing his job and struggling with mental health. One day, he wrote a blog post about his struggles. He didn't think anyone would read it, but people did. Messages came in from strangers saying, "Thank you for being honest. I feel the same way." He kept writing, and slowly, that small blog became a mental health platform that helps thousands. All because he chose to speak from his pain instead of hiding it. You don't have to wait until you're healed to help others. You can be healing and helping at the same time. You can be a work in progress and still offer progress to the world. Turning pain into purpose is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about letting your life become a message, not in spite of the pain, but because of it. So today, look at what you've been through, not with shame, not with regret, but with strength. Say to yourself, this pain didn't end me. It taught me, it shaped me, and now I will use it. Your scars can become stars that light the way for others. Your wounds can grow into wisdom. Your suffering can turn into strength. Let your pain speak, but don't let it speak with bitterness. Let it speak with purpose. Let it say, I survived, I grew, and now I rise. Chapter 5, Embrace Change. Don't fear it. Change is one of the few things in life that is certain. Everything around us changes. Seasons, people, jobs, emotions, even the way we think. Yet for many of us, change is one of the scariest things we face. We cling to the familiar, even when it no longer helps us grow. We fear the unknown, even if what's ahead could be better than what we leave behind. But here's the truth. Nothing new can come into your life unless you let go of the old. Growth only happens when you step out of your comfort zone. Change may feel uncomfortable, but it's the doorway to your next level. Think about a caterpillar. It lives quietly, crawling through leaves and branches, but when the time comes, it enters a cocoon and becomes still. That process is dark, lonely, and uncertain, but through that transformation, something beautiful is born, a butterfly. Without the struggle, without the change, it would never fly. Your life works in a similar way. Change may feel like the end of something, but often it's the beginning of something greater. We fear change because it brings uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen next. We lose control. But real growth never happens in total control. If everything always stayed the same, we'd never be challenged. And without challenge, we don't rise. There was a woman who worked at the same job for 20 years. It was comfortable, familiar, and steady. But deep down, she felt stuck and unfulfilled. She had dreams of starting her own business, but fear always held her back. Then one day, the company unexpectedly shut down. At first, she panicked. She felt lost. But that forced change opened a door. She finally pursued her business idea. 2 years later, she was not only making a living from it, she was thriving. She often said, losing that job was the best thing that ever happened to me. I just didn't know it at the time. Not all change feels good at first. Sometimes change comes through pain, like the end of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, or a move to a new city. It can leave us feeling broken, afraid, or alone. But hidden in that discomfort is the potential to become something more. Painful changes often bring powerful breakthroughs. They shake us out of routines that no longer serve us. They make us face ourselves and ask, who do I really want to be now? You don't always get to choose the changes life gives you, but you always get to choose how you respond. You can resist it, fear it, and stay stuck, or you can accept it, adapt, and grow stronger. The more you resist change, the harder it feels. But when you accept it, you start to see new doors opening. You begin to see possibilities where before you only saw endings. There was a man who moved to a new country with no friends, no job, and limited understanding of the language. He left behind everything familiar to chase a better future. The first few months were filled with struggle, homesickness, and self-doubt. But instead of running back to his comfort zone, he chose to embrace the change. He enrolled in language classes, took on small jobs, and slowly built a new life. 5 years later, he had a successful career and a new community. It all started when he faced the fear and walked through it. Change teaches us who we really are. It reveals strengths we didn't know we had. It shows us how adaptable, creative, and capable we can be when we're forced to stretch. And sometimes it brings us closer to the life we were always meant to live. Let go of the idea that you must have everything figured out before making a change. That kind of pressure will keep you frozen. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to trust the process. Let each day unfold, one step at a time. There's something beautiful about starting over. It means you get to rewrite your story. You get to choose differently. You get to let go of who you were and become who you're meant to be. Don't let fear stop you from stepping into a better version of your life. Fear of change often comes from the fear of failure. We ask ourselves, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does? What if the change you're afraid of is the exact thing that will take you closer to your dreams? Change is never easy, but it's worth it. It's the path to self-discovery, to strength, to new experiences. You'll never know how far you can go if you always stay where you are. Sometimes you just have to leap and trust that you'll learn to fly on the way down. There was once a teacher who left her job to become an artist. People told her she was making a mistake, that it was too risky, too unstable. But she knew her heart was no longer in teaching. She loved art. She loved creating. So she left, unsure of what the future would bring. In time, her work caught attention. Her art began selling, and she found more joy in her new path than she ever imagined. She didn't know it would work out, but she knew she had to try. You don't have to make huge changes all at once. Start small. Try something new. Change a routine. Learn a skill. Say yes to something outside your comfort zone. Every small change prepares you for bigger ones. Even nature shows us the power of change. Trees lose their leaves every fall. It looks like death, like an end, but it's not. It's preparation for new life in the spring. You may be going through a season of loss, of letting go, but trust that new growth is coming. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. Give yourself permission to change. You don't have to be who you were 5 years ago or even yesterday. You can evolve. You can become. You can start over as many times as you need. Sometimes the scariest changes lead to the most beautiful chapters of our lives. So instead of fearing what's next, start trusting that something good is coming. Let go of what no longer fits. Be brave enough to step into the unknown. You were made to grow. You were made to move forward. Change is not your enemy. It's your invitation. Your future depends on your willingness to say yes to it. The life you want is often waiting on the other side of the change you're afraid to make. So breathe deep, stand tall, and walk into the unknown with faith. The best chapters of your story haven't even been written yet. Keep moving, keep trusting, keep changing. You are becoming more than you ever imagined. Chapter 6. Let go of the past to move forward. One of the biggest things that holds people back in life is not their future, it's their past. So many people try to move forward while still carrying the weight of old memories, regrets, and pain. But here's the truth. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. If you want to move forward, you must let go of what's behind you. We all have a past. Some of it is good and some of it is painful. You might have made mistakes, faced rejection, or gone through heartbreak. Maybe someone hurt you, or maybe you hurt yourself by making choices you regret. But the past is not a place to live. It's a place to learn from. Holding on to it will only slow you down. Imagine trying to climb a mountain while carrying a heavy backpack full of stones. Every step becomes harder. You move slower. You get tired faster. Now think of each stone as a piece of your past that you haven't let go. An old argument, a failure, a broken dream, a painful memory. The more you carry, the harder it is to reach the top. But the moment you take off that backpack, everything changes. You move lighter. You breathe easier. That's the power of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means you stop letting it control you. You stop allowing old pain to shape your new path. Some people live in the same emotional space for years, thinking about what they could have done differently or what someone should have done for them. But going in circles around your pain won't take you anywhere new. Healing begins when you accept what happened and choose to move forward anyway. There was a young man who dreamed of being a musician. He worked hard, wrote songs, and played in small shows. One day, he was invited to perform at a big event that could change his life. But during the performance, he froze on stage. He forgot the lyrics. He walked off in shame. That moment haunted him. For years, he refused to sing again. He told himself, "I'm a failure. I ruined my only chance." But one day, he realized he had punished himself long enough. He picked up his guitar, started playing again, and performed at a local event. People loved it. He said, "That one mistake doesn't define me. It's part of my story, but not the whole story." That's the mindset we need. Your past is part of you, but it's not all of you. Letting go also means forgiving, not just others, but yourself too. Sometimes we are harder on ourselves than we are on anyone else. We carry guilt, shame, and self-blame for things we can't change. But being angry at yourself for past mistakes won't fix anything. You are human. You've grown. You've learned. And you deserve to move forward without chains. Think about this. If you're driving a car and only looking in the rearview mirror, you're going to crash. That mirror is there to glance at, not to stare at. Life is the same way. Look back only to learn, not to live. The road ahead is more important than the road behind. There was a woman who lost her business due to a poor partnership. She trusted someone who betrayed her. She lost money, reputation, and confidence. For years, she couldn't start anything new because she feared it would happen again. But one day, she met a mentor who told her, "Your past failure is not your future curse. It's your lesson. Take it, grow from it, and start again, wiser." That one conversation changed her direction. She eventually launched a new business, stronger, smarter, and more successful than before. Her past didn't disappear, but she used it as fuel, not a prison. When you let go of the past, you make space for the future. You open yourself to new people, new opportunities, and new experiences. Don't let the door of the past stay so wide open that you miss what's knocking on your present. Sometimes we hold on to the past because it's familiar. Even if it's painful, we know it. There's a strange comfort in the known, even if it hurts. But comfort isn't always good. Growth often happens in discomfort. You have to be willing to leave the pain of the past to find the peace of the present. And yes, letting go can be hard, especially when the past involved deep love, strong attachments, or years of your life. But holding on to something that's no longer right for you only blocks your blessings. You don't have to hate your past to let go of it. You can honor it, learn from it, and still choose to move beyond it. There's a story of a man who carried a glass of water during a motivational speech. He asked the audience, "How heavy is this glass?" People gave different answers. Then he said, "The weight doesn't matter. What matters is how long I hold it. If I hold it for a minute, no problem. An hour, my arm aches. A day, my arm feels numb. The longer I hold it, the heavier it feels." It's the same with the past. The longer you carry it, the more it weighs on you. Eventually, it wears you out. So put it down. Let it go. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Every day is a chance to write a new page in your story. Don't let yesterday's chapter stop you from creating a better today. Let go of old disappointments. Let go of people who left. Let go of dreams that didn't work out. Let go of the version of you that was afraid, broken, or unsure. Step into who you are now, stronger, wiser, and ready for more. Forgiveness is a powerful part of letting go. It doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're choosing your peace over your pain. You're deciding not to let anger or hurt control you anymore. That's not weakness. That's strength. Think of letting go as cleaning your home. You get rid of things that are broken, don't fit, or no longer bring joy. You make space for things that reflect who you are now. Your mind and heart deserve the same. Clear out the clutter. Make space for clarity, joy, and peace. You can't walk into your future if your hands are full of your past. Let go, heal, move forward, not because the past didn't matter, but because your future matters more. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are simply being called to rise. Don't waste another day carrying what's already behind you. The life you want starts when you finally choose to free yourself. So take a deep breath, release the weight, forgive yourself, forgive others, close the chapter, and turn the page. The rest of your story is waiting, and it's going to be beautiful. Chapter 7, The Power of Positive Action. Every great change in life begins with one simple thing: action. Not just thinking, not only dreaming, but doing. The difference between people who succeed and those who stay stuck is often not talent, not luck, but the ability to take action, even when they're unsure, even when they're afraid. Many people wait for the perfect time to start something. They say, "I'll do it when I feel ready," or "I'll begin after this problem is gone," or "Maybe next week will be better." But here's a secret. The perfect time rarely comes. There will always be some fear, some doubt, some reason to wait. But progress doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who start. Taking positive action doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It simply means you're willing to take a step forward. Even a small step in the right direction can change your life. You don't have to see the whole path. You just need to take the first step. Think of a seed planted in the ground. At first, it seems like nothing is happening. But under the soil, life begins. Roots grow. The seed breaks open. Slowly, it pushes through the dirt. One small sprout reaches for the light. That's action. That's growth. It starts small but moves forward. The same is true for you. There was a young woman who wanted to start a fitness journey, but she felt overwhelmed. She didn't know where to begin. She was afraid people at the gym would judge her. She thought she had to be strong before even starting. But instead of waiting, she began walking every day for just 15 minutes. That small action turned into a habit. Soon, she joined a local fitness class, then started eating better, then gained confidence. Her journey didn't begin with perfection. It began with movement. You don't need to do something huge to make progress. Sometimes, the most powerful action is simply deciding not to quit. Showing up, even on your worst days, is still progress. Staying consistent, even when motivation is low, builds strength that lasts. Action builds momentum. When you take a step, your confidence grows. You start to believe in yourself. You prove to your mind that you're capable. Doubt starts to fade when you replace it with movement. Waiting feeds fear. Action feeds courage. There's a saying, motion creates emotion. When you move, when you act, you feel alive. You get out of your head. You stop overthinking. So many people are trapped in their minds, stuck in the loop of what if. But you can't solve everything with thinking alone. You must do something. Think of a person who wants to learn how to paint. They read books, watch videos, and buy supplies, but they never pick up the brush. No matter how much they learn, they won't get better until they actually start painting. Real growth happens through doing, not just planning. There was a man who always dreamed of writing a book. He talked about it for years, but never began. One day his daughter asked, "When will I read your book, Daddy?" That simple question touched his heart. He sat down that night and wrote one page. The next day he wrote another. Over time, those pages turned into chapters, and that book was finally finished. He said, "It all started because I stopped talking and started typing." Positive action also means doing the right thing, not just the easy thing. Sometimes doing what's right is hard. It takes discipline. It takes heart. But those actions, even when small, shape the kind of person you become. Kindness is an action. Honesty is an action. Courage is an action. And each one has power. There's something else important. Action isn't always fast. Progress doesn't always shout. Sometimes growth happens quietly. Don't be discouraged if your actions don't bring instant results. A tree doesn't grow overnight, but that doesn't mean the seed isn't working. Trust the process. Trust your effort. Sometimes taking action means doing what's uncomfortable. That's where true strength is built. Comfort zones feel safe, but they rarely lead to success. Everything you want is on the other side of discomfort. Be willing to stretch yourself. Take the risk. Try the new thing. Speak up. Reach out. Take that step. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear often stops people from taking action. But the funny thing is, fear gets smaller the moment you face it. The longer you avoid it, the more power it has. But when you take action, even scared, it starts to lose its grip. You don't have to be fearless to move. You just have to be brave enough to begin. There's a teenager who dreamed of dancing on stage, but was afraid of being laughed at. He started practicing alone in his room, then shared short videos online. At first, only a few people watched, then more. One day, a famous choreographer noticed him and invited him to perform. His dream came true because he chose action over fear. Positive action also includes building good habits. The small things you do every day shape your future more than big things you do once in a while. Drinking water, reading a little each day, waking up early, being grateful, these small habits grow into something powerful over time. Action creates change, but only if you stick with it. Many people start strong but stop early. Real power lies in staying consistent, even when it's boring, even when it's hard. Don't let a bad day become a bad week. Don't let one mistake make you quit. Keep going. Keep moving. Also, don't wait for motivation to act. Motivation comes and goes. What lasts is commitment. Do it because you said you would. Do it because your future matters. Discipline is stronger than mood. It's what separates those who only dream from those who actually live their dreams. Your actions are your message to the world. They show who you are, what you believe in, and what matters to you. Speak less. Do more. Let your actions speak for you. And remember, no one else can take action for your life. You can get support, advice, and encouragement, but you must walk your path. You must put in the work. No one can do your push-ups for you. No one can write your book, build your business, fix your mindset, or chase your goals for you. It's on you. And that's not a burden, it's a blessing. It means you have power. So take that step. Send that message. Make that call. Apply for that job. Start that project. Have that conversation. Show up for yourself. Start small, but start now. You are capable. You are ready enough. You have what you need to begin. Don't wait for confidence to come. Let it grow from your courage. Action builds belief. Action changes everything. Your life won't change by accident. It will change when you change. And change begins with action. So go, move forward, be bold. Let your journey be proof that action, even the smallest kind, can create a life you never imagined. Chapter 8. Build unshakable confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with. It's something that is built step by step, choice by choice. It doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being willing to try, to learn, and to grow. The most confident people you see around you are not fearless. They are simply people who kept going despite their fears. So many people hold themselves back because they think they are not good enough. They believe they need to be smarter, stronger, richer, or more experienced before they can believe in themselves. But real confidence isn't about comparing yourself to others. It's about trusting yourself. It's about knowing that even if you don't know everything now, you can figure it out along the way. Confidence starts with small wins. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you grow stronger. Every time you face something hard, instead of running away, your belief in yourself rises. Confidence is not loud. It doesn't need to shout. True confidence is quiet. It says, I can handle this, even when life is messy. Let's talk about a young man who once had terrible stage fright. He could barely speak in front of his classmates without shaking. But he didn't let that stop him. He joined a public speaking club, even though it scared him. He practiced in front of a mirror, then in front of a friend. Slowly, step by step, he got better. He didn't become a confident speaker overnight, but with time and effort, he became someone who could speak with strength and clarity in front of a crowd. That is how confidence is built, through action. To build confidence, you must stop speaking to yourself like your enemy. Many people are quick to say, I'm not good at this, or I'll probably fail. Imagine if you spoke to a friend that way. Would they feel strong or weak? You must become your own encourager. Replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Say, I am learning, or I'm getting better, or I will try again. Speak to yourself with kindness, not criticism. Also, take care of how you carry yourself. Your body and mind are connected. When you stand tall, breathe deeply, and look up, your brain responds with more energy and confidence. Don't shrink yourself. Walk into rooms like you belong there, because you do. Sometimes, confidence is destroyed by the fear of making mistakes. But mistakes are not the enemy. They are the path. Every mistake teaches something. The only real failure is giving up. If you try and stumble, that means you're learning. That means you're growing. Be proud of that. People who never try don't fail, but they also never become strong. One important truth: you don't need anyone else's approval to feel confident. So many people wait for others to tell them they're good enough, but that gives away your power. Confidence built on praise is weak, but confidence built on self-trust is solid. Learn to validate yourself. Be your own cheerleader. Let's remember a woman who started her own bakery. At first, people doubted her. They said the market was too crowded and she didn't have the experience. But she loved baking and she believed in her dream. She started small, selling to friends, then at a local market. Her confidence came not from what others said, but from what she knew about herself, that she would give her best. Over time, her bakery grew, and so did her inner strength. Your environment also affects your confidence. Be around people who lift you up, not those who bring you down. If someone constantly makes you feel small, that's not love or support. Surround yourself with people who see your worth, even when you forget it. And be that person for others too. Another powerful tool for confidence is preparation. The more prepared you are, the less room there is for fear. If you're giving a speech, practice it. If you're going to an interview, study it. If you want to succeed at something, prepare. Confidence doesn't come from luck. It comes from knowing you've done the work. Sometimes confidence looks like saying no. When you trust yourself, you don't have to say yes to everything just to be liked. You can stand up for your time, your values, your peace. You can set boundaries without guilt. That is strength. That is self-respect. You don't need to have all the answers to be confident. It's okay to say, I don't know yet, but I'm willing to learn. Humility and confidence can live in the same heart. In fact, they make each other stronger. Also, understand that confidence grows through challenges. If life feels too easy, you're not stretching enough. Growth happens when you face something that feels just a bit out of reach. Don't hide from challenge. Welcome it. Every new challenge is a chance to rise. Here's something many people don't realize. Helping others builds your own confidence. When you use your voice to support someone, when you offer a hand, when you lift someone else, you also lift yourself. Service strengthens the soul. It reminds you that you have something valuable to give. There was once a high school student who struggled with math, but instead of staying silent, he asked for help and later began helping others with what he learned. His confidence didn't come from becoming the best student in class. It came from realizing he could grow and that his journey could inspire others. Learn to celebrate your wins, even the small ones. Finished a workout? Celebrate it. Spoke up in a meeting? Celebrate that. Made progress on a project? That's worth celebrating. Every small victory adds to your inner belief. Keep track of your growth, not your failures. Be patient with your confidence journey. It's not a race. Some days you'll feel strong, other days you might feel uncertain. That's okay. Keep showing up. Keep doing your best. Confidence grows like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. One more thing. Don't confuse confidence with arrogance. Arrogance is loud and insecure. It needs attention. Confidence is quiet and secure. It doesn't need to prove itself. A truly confident person lifts others up, listens well, and knows they are enough without needing to push others down. You are worthy of confidence. Not because of what you own, not because of how you look, but because of who you are. You have a story. You have strength. You have something no one else has. You. Believe in that. Stand on that. The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more real people. People who are willing to show up, to try, to speak, to create, to lead. People who dare to believe in themselves, even when it's hard. So go out and build your confidence, brick by brick, moment by moment. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. You are more capable than you know. And every step you take forward is proof that you are becoming the strong, confident person you were always meant to be. Chapter 9. Turn pain into power. Everyone faces pain. It's a part of life we can't avoid. Sometimes it comes from failure, sometimes from loss, rejection, or betrayal. It can hit you when you least expect it. But here's a powerful truth. Pain doesn't have to destroy you. It can shape you, teach you, and make you stronger than ever before. Pain, when faced with courage and a strong heart, can become the source of your greatest power. We often hear that we should get over pain, but pain isn't something to run from or hide. It's something to move through. It's okay to feel hurt, to cry, to be confused. But what matters most is what you do next. Do you give up or do you rise? Do you let the pain control you or do you use it to grow? There's a story of a young woman who dreamed of becoming a dancer. She trained hard for years, sacrificing weekends, vacations, and time with friends. Then, just before her big audition, she injured her knee badly. The doctors told her she might never dance the same again. Her heart was broken. But instead of quitting, she shifted her energy. She began teaching young girls how to dance. She started writing about her journey. She didn't give up on her dream. She changed the shape of it. Her pain opened a new door. That's power. Pain has a way of opening our eyes. It teaches us what really matters. It can push us to discover things about ourselves that we never saw before. Sometimes we don't know how strong we are until we are forced to be strong. Pain makes that possible. It strips away the noise and shows us what we're made of. Think about a man who lost his job unexpectedly. It was a shock. He had a family to support and bills to pay. At first, he felt hopeless. But then he started asking himself hard questions. What else can I do? What skills do I have? He had always loved fixing things, so he started offering home repair services in his neighborhood. Over time, he built a small business. That job loss, his pain, was actually the beginning of something better. Pain builds character. When you go through hard things, you develop compassion. You start to understand others better. You become more patient, more humble. You begin to appreciate life's simple things more deeply. People who've suffered often become the kindest people you'll ever meet because they know what it means to hurt. And from that place, they learn how to love better. It's easy to feel angry when you're in pain, to blame others, to blame life, to feel like a victim. And sometimes that feeling is valid. Life can be unfair, but staying stuck in anger doesn't heal you. What does heal you is turning that pain into purpose. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Who can I help with my story? There's a true story about a man whose brother died from a rare disease. Instead of being consumed by grief, he began studying medicine. He became a doctor, then started a foundation to help families dealing with that illness. His pain became the fuel to create change. That's how pain becomes power. It moves through you and transforms into something that helps others. You don't have to do something huge to turn pain into power. Sometimes it's simply choosing to wake up and try again. It's writing your thoughts in a journal instead of keeping them bottled up. It's forgiving someone so you can breathe freely again. It's letting go of a dream that hurt you and choosing a new one with open hands. These small choices are strong. They are powerful. They say, this pain won't break me. Another lesson pain teaches is gratitude. When you've been through dark days, you begin to truly value the light, a warm cup of tea, a friend who checks in, a moment of laughter. These things feel more special after pain. You start to live with a deeper appreciation. You stop rushing through life and begin to feel it more fully. That's another kind of strength, being present. Sometimes we think pain is a sign that we are weak, but it's not. Feeling pain means you are human. It means you care. What matters is not that you feel pain, it's how you respond. Do you run from it, or do you face it with courage? Do you give up, or do you stand up one more time? Let's talk about resilience. Resilience is the ability to bend without breaking. It's the power to rise after you fall, and it is built through pain. The more you face, the more resilient you become. You learn that no storm lasts forever. You discover that you can survive what once seemed impossible. That's strength that can't be bought. It must be earned. Another example comes from a teacher who was falsely accused of something she didn't do. She lost her job, her reputation, and her peace. For months, she fought to clear her name. She didn't let the false accusations destroy her spirit. She stood firm in her truth, and eventually justice came. She got her job back and went on to mentor others who had faced unfair treatment. Her strength came from walking through fire and not letting it burn her heart. Pain also gives you a deeper sense of purpose. When you've overcome something painful, you realize you have a voice. You have experience. You can use your journey to guide others. You become someone who leads not just with words, but with example. That's powerful. That's meaningful. But turning pain into power doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means feeling them, facing them, and then rising above them. It means choosing healing, even when it's hard. It means not letting bitterness take root. It means choosing love, peace, and growth again and again. There's a quiet strength in people who've suffered and healed. You see it in their eyes, in the way they speak, in the calm they carry. They've been through storms, they've cried in the dark, and still they shine. Not because life was easy, but because they chose not to give up. You have that strength too. It lives inside you, even if you haven't seen it yet. Your pain is not the end of your story. It's a chapter. And from that chapter, a new strength can rise. A stronger version of you can emerge. Don't wait for pain to leave before you start living again. Start now. Build something from the pieces. Write, speak, move, love, whatever helps you grow. Use the pain as fuel. Let it push you forward. You are not your pain. You are the person who made it through. You are the warrior who got back up. You are the light that refused to go out. Never forget that. So if you're hurting now, take heart. This is not the end. You are still breathing. You are still learning. You are still growing. Let this pain shape you, but don't let it stop you. Keep walking, keep healing, and when you're ready, use your story to help someone else. That is how pain becomes power. That is how your hardest moments can lead to your greatest strength. Chapter 10. You are your own hero. There comes a time in life when you must stop waiting for someone to save you. You must stop hoping that someone else will come along and fix everything for you. You must realize that the person who is going to turn things around is you. You are your own hero, the one who can rise, the one who can change, the one who can rewrite the story. And when you begin to believe this truth, everything starts to shift. Many people go through life feeling like they are missing something. They look outside themselves for love, for approval, for a hand to pull them up. But real strength starts the moment you stop searching for a rescuer and start becoming your own. It doesn't mean you never ask for help. It means you know your power first. You learn to stand on your own feet before you lean on others. Being your own hero is not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers or never feeling lost. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. It's about choosing to take the next step, even when the road is unclear. It's about saying, I may not have it all figured out, but I will not give up on myself. A girl once lived in a quiet village where no one believed she could be more than what she was. People told her to stay small, stay safe, stay silent, but she had dreams. She wanted to learn, to explore, to build a life beyond the village. So she studied at night. She saved every coin. She left home with nothing but courage in her heart. Years later, she came back not to prove them wrong, but to inspire others. She didn't wait for someone to make her dreams come true. She became her own hero. Heroes are not born, they are made, through choices, through effort, through courage. You don't need a cape to be powerful. You don't need to be famous to make a difference. Every time you get up after falling, every time you choose to do what's right instead of what's easy, you become a hero in your own life. You also become a hero when you choose healing over hate, when you forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace, when you choose to be kind even when the world has been cruel to you. That kind of strength takes more than muscle. It takes heart. And heroes have heart. Think about the single mother who works 2 jobs, cooks dinner late at night, helps her child with homework, and still finds a reason to smile. No one may call her a hero out loud, but that's what she is. Every day she shows up. Every day she fights for her family. That's real courage. That's real power. You might be going through something right now that feels too big to carry. Maybe your heart is tired. Maybe your mind is full of doubt. But listen closely. You are still standing. You have made it through so much already. That means you're stronger than you know. Heroes are not fearless. They act in spite of fear. You can too. To be your own hero, you must start by believing in yourself. Not in a loud, proud way, but in a quiet, steady way that says, I matter. I can do hard things. I have a purpose. The world might try to tell you otherwise, but you don't have to accept that. You can write your own truth. Belief grows stronger with action. Start small. Set one goal. Keep one promise to yourself. It might be waking up early, finishing a project, or walking outside for fresh air. Every little win builds confidence. Every step forward proves that you are capable. With time, these small steps lead to big changes. There was a young man who grew up in a home full of anger. He saw things no child should see. As he got older, he realized he didn't want to repeat the cycle. He wanted to build something better. So he read books, he talked to mentors, he learned how to control his emotions. He worked hard to create a peaceful home of his own. He became the father he never had. He became the hero of his story, not because life was easy, but because he chose a new path. Being your own hero also means accepting yourself, not just the good parts, but the broken ones too. We all have scars. We all make mistakes, but heroes don't hide from their past. They rise above it. They use their pain to grow. They look in the mirror and say, I am still worthy. This journey won't always feel strong. There will be days when you want to quit, when the world feels too heavy, when progress feels too slow. But don't stop. Rest if you must, cry if you need to, but don't give up. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep going. You will surprise yourself. One day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. The challenges you thought would break you became the lessons that shaped you. The moments you wanted to run away from became the moments that taught you who you really are. That's the beauty of becoming your own hero. You begin to see your own strength with clear eyes. Sometimes people think a hero must be loud or bold, but some of the strongest heroes move in quiet ways. They heal in silence. They stand up for others with gentle hands. They live with purpose, not for applause, but because they believe in something greater. That kind of quiet strength is powerful. Remember, being your own hero doesn't mean doing everything alone. Heroes know when to ask for help. They build support. They lean on friends. They grow from community. But they also know that no one else can live their life for them. They must make the choices. They must take the steps. And they must do it with heart. If you've ever felt like you were waiting for someone to notice you, to save you, to choose you, know this: you don't have to wait anymore. You can choose yourself. You can notice your own value. You can save yourself from the darkness by choosing light. That choice is in your hands today and every day. Let today be the day you stop doubting your worth. Let today be the day you begin the next chapter with courage. Let today be the day you stand tall, not because life is perfect, but because you are ready to live it fully. The world needs more heroes. But more than that, you need the hero within you to rise. No matter where you've been, no matter how many times you've fallen, no matter how lost you felt, you can still begin again. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far behind. You are behind. You are exactly where you need to be to take the next step forward. You have something special inside of you. A light that won't go out. A strength that won't quit. A voice that deserves to be heard. You have what it takes. Not because someone else says so, but because it is already inside you. You are your own hero, and that is more than enough. Now go live like it. Thank you for listening. Thank you, truly, for taking the time to listen to Moving Forward. Your presence, your attention, and your heart made this journey complete. This book was written and shared to remind you that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always rise again. You have the strength to begin anew, to keep walking, to keep believing. Every chapter you've listened to is more than just words. It's a reflection of the courage that already lives within you. If this audiobook touched you, even in a small way, let it be a spark, a reminder that progress is not about perfection. It's about persistence. Every small step you take is proof that you are still fighting, still growing, still moving forward. We hope these words inspired you to see your struggles not as endings but as beginnings. You are stronger than your fears, braver than your doubts, and capable of more than you imagine. And as you close this book, remember, your story isn't over. It's just turning to the next chapter. Keep believing in yourself. Keep chasing what matters. Keep moving forward. This audiobook was produced by Fearless Audio, where we bring powerful stories to life, stories that awaken courage, hope, and change. If you felt inspired, please take a moment to support the channel. Like, share, subscribe, and help us reach more hearts across the world. Your support helps us continue spreading light, one voice at a time. From all of us at Fearless Audio, thank you for listening. And never forget, the best chapters of your life are still waiting to be written. Keep moving forward, always.